Hey guys, this is Roger back again. Thought I would do another quick broadcast here because I wanted to show, hopefully you can see it here, that we still did not have this first fair value gap reached today. But notice how some of the other indicators I have on the screen came into play. And here you have the pivot point and the VWAP coming together, and look how it reacted. Now we got into here in the afternoon, we got a little move down and kind of caught my attention. So what I used was this fair value gap in here and ended up going short here, rode this candle down, didn't follow it all the way down. I originally had a target down here and chickened out, uh, but you definitely have to have your order ready because it popped right back. And then it took off on the upside. Actually, the better trade would have been going off on the upside. But if you notice, it took out this liquidity here, but not quite here. And this is the London buy side from this morning. And notice how they left that. And this is what ICT will say. Well, they left that. Well, look what happened here a little bit later on. They took it barely. I mean, they touched that buy side here, just went through enough here to grab the stop. So what happened? Well, it popped. And again, if you play a little dangerous. You start to get into these afternoon macros, and a minute before the 255 macros when this big green candle hits. So it's not always on the dot, so to speak, time wise. But one of the things I want to point out here too is really here and here after I took this trade, I then saw it go up right back where? Well, right to VWAP. There you go, Patrick Wieland. And or again, not quite, but very, very, very close. Keep in mind too, like if you're on Trading View, VWAPs could be a little bit different, and sort of the pivot points. So you can play with the settings wherever we typically don't. So again, this is Thinkorswim, product of Schwab now, but nonetheless, it gives you an idea. That's why I don't try to hit things to the tick, because I know some of these might be a little bit of variance here. But notice this is a high resistance liquidity run, okay? And ICT says just stay away from it. It's very frustrating. I mean, this is it's in that power. They call it power hour, but so much of that can be after the 1400, 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Things get really frustrating. Think not a lot can happen. Maybe 2:25 my time, 3:25 Eastern. Then you may or may not get some action. And even around the algos here at the end, you may or may not get action. Today we did, and I played that a little bit. Had a winner and a loser. Probably should have just stayed away, quite frankly. But nonetheless, it was an interesting day, and I think it shows you how you can use liquidity. Yeah, that word, liquidity levels. And some of these indicators, don't go overboard on the indicators. In my opinion, fewer indicators, the better. Patrick will use the 21 EMA also, and on like a 2-minute chart, and he's pretty successful with that. But he hasn't been trading power hour, I don't think, this week. Maybe once earlier or something. But earlier in the morning is a lot of times a good time, and maybe just shut the screens off. But it depends upon what works for you and what you feel comfortable doing. Again, I don't really want to spend all day in front of the computer doing this. I've got other things, other obligations in life. So anyway, that's it for this one. And we will talk to you next week. Hope you have a great weekend.